Today we live on a monthly budget of $400 per person each month. We want to show you what that looks like for us and how shifting our mindset towards money changed everything. Because we didn't always live this way.
When we were living in Canada, we were just stuck in the grind.
We were working tirelessly to earn as much money as we could so that we could do something, buy cars, luxuries, comforts, the things that people do with money.
We never really questioned why we were working so hard. We just kept on working and kept on trying to earn more money because that's what people do.
And for me, that perspective and relationship with money started at a very young age. When I was a kid, I really wanted a paintball gun. I had just gone for the first time and I was convinced that this was going to be my new passion. So I went to my dad and I asked him, "Dad, would you buy me a paintball gun?" And he said to me, "Son, if you want it so bad, go get a job like the rest of us." He was joking, I think. I was 11. But to his surprise, I marched down the street to a newly opened pizza place called Chicago Deep Dish Pizza, and I asked them for a job. The Chinese owners barely spoke a word of English, but their daughter, who was working the phones every night, looked at me and saw an opportunity for some nights off. They were willing to overlook the questionably illegal labor, and I was ecstatic. I was there taking orders over the phone, helping the walk-in customers, and practicing my charade skills, trying to communicate any customer needs to the owners that couldn't understand me. I can't imagine the confusion for anybody walking into that scene. It makes me feel old to say this, but it was a different time back then. I bought that paintball gun a month later, and I never used it once. My passion had moved on to something else in that time. But I'll never forget the feeling that it gave me to work hard and earn money for something that I wanted to buy. My 11-year-old self had concluded at that moment that that was what money was for, to buy all the cool things I want, like candy and video games. And neither school nor society would teach me any different. Let's be real, most adults with money still have the same perspective. Just the candy and video games have been swapped out for nicer cars and bigger televisions. After Laurel and I got married, we both found great job opportunities and began working a lot.
We didn't see very much of each other, and even though we were earning pretty good money, we didn't have any time to spend it. And so after a few years, one day we just looked at each other and said,
"Babe, what are we doing? We have all these savings. What's our next move?"
Well, should we buy a house? Our friends are buying houses.
Wouldn't that mean we just keep doing what we're doing for the next 20 years? Is that what we want?
Is that it? Is that what we're working for? Can't really say that I'm too stoked on that.
and that realization completely shifted our perspective on money.
We wanted to escape the hamster wheel that we had been on, and we wanted to create some sort of sanctuary in this world.
We were no longer hoarding it for some climb up the ladder of middle-class society.
We realized we want to create and actually do something more meaningful in our lives.
We began looking at and treating money very differently.
We were going to use it to obtain knowledge and meet people and find the places where we might be able to make our greater vision become a reality. And what we found is that we actually need so much less than we thought we did to live a life that actually fulfills us and allows us to have time together, allows us freedom over our lives again. So, what is our current budget and how do we spend it? We have budgeted ourselves 25,000 baht per month, which is about $361 US per person, and this is how that is broken down.
We spend 6,000 baht per month for rent of our house. It's not only a house, but there's a garage and 1 acre of land that we can do whatever we want with.
Our food is actually the biggest portion of this budget, and that comes in at 11,000 baht. This is because we buy very high quality food. We buy grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chicken, local eggs, and beyond that we basically eat rice, veggies that we can grow, seasonal fruit, milk, and coffee.
You want some vegetables?
Food is really important to us, and we wanted to be really conscious about what we're eating and simplifying our diets. We no longer have to spend time on thinking about what to buy, what to cook. We just have a simple, healthy diet that makes us both feel great.
Our gas money is about 1,700 baht, and this is enough to get us to the city and back a couple times a month. Our monthly cost for subscriptions like Spotify, Skype, and editing software comes to about 1,293 baht per month. Our phone plans cost about 290 baht per month, and this gives us enough data to have internet and do everything that we need to do online. We don't own a washer or a dryer, so we spend approximately 130 baht per month on laundry that we then air dry.
Which leaves us a remaining 4,557 baht in a free spending account. We usually put this towards tools or supplies for our gardens, unexpected purchases, and anything of leisure that we want to do. We have found that this budget has been more than enough for us to live a life of wealth and abundance, besides sometimes having to buy larger purchases that will eventually pay us back. We bought a small freezer this month so that we could buy more meat in one order and pay less in delivery fees, and it also serves a dual purpose by making ice for my ice baths, something that would have cost maybe 150 to 200 baht every 3 days if I wanted to order it. Without the need for these bigger purchase items, I feel like we could live for less than we budgeted every month in the future.
From the outside looking in, maybe somebody might say that our lives are really boring and that we don't get out much or experience certain things. But when I look at our days right now, I can't actually imagine wanting to live another way. Henry David Thoreau said, "I make myself rich by making my wants few." And that resonates so deeply with us. We don't need extra comforts and luxuries to feel rich. We have everything that we need. Healthy, nourishing food, a good relationship, work that feels meaningful and purposeful, spending our time building something that one day we hope will positively impact a lot of people.
We get to be together through the whole process and experience both the best and worst of each other, but ultimately we are growing together. We get to choose how we spend our days. Sometimes we work for hours on end, and sometimes we just cuddle with the cats.
We truly feel like we don't want or need to spend money on anything that's not actually making us healthier or bringing us more growth, because now we have a much larger vision that we're working towards. Anything that does not align with that vision gets left behind, and we don't miss it, even though I thought we would.
We have simplified our lives down to the bare necessities, and we've never been happier and never felt more in alignment with the vision that we have for our lives. In the words of that great man again, wealth is the ability to fully experience life. And our lives feel full.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.
We have a weekly newsletter that goes for deeper dives on the topics that we do every week, and you can subscribe to that in the description below. Please let us know what you think. That is the Pilgrim's Process for this week. We will see you guys next Saturday. Journey well.